Hi everybody, my name is River Dolcom and welcome to the 52nd episode of Speaking with Autism. Before I start today's video, I know you all have been wondering where I have been in March other than making 2 shorts. Well, I'm going to explain first thing. Last month honestly was really rough because March 8th, 1 in the morning, my uncle has passed away in his sleep. I got to see him along with my other family members I hadn't seen in a decade. I got to see him before he passed. Then the next Saturday, I had to bury my aunt's goat, and it was really hard to go through that path. And so I wanted to take a breather from making videos because of so much that happened. I just hope you all understand what's happening, and I made shorts because I just couldn't believe that I lost my uncle that I hadn't seen in a long time, and we're just trying to connect with family. I just hope it brings my entire family together soon. So, and now going on to today's video. April is Autism, as I like to call it, Acceptance Month instead of Awareness Month. April 2nd was Autism Awareness Day, but again, I like to call it Acceptance Day. If y'all are familiar with my story or you're new, I wanna explain my autism story. So when I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with autism. I had no idea because I was 3 years old. I starved myself. I almost had the inability to not speak, so I was very talkative, and I almost starved myself where I didn't eat. So my parents had to really figure out how to help me out, make me start eating a lot, and also learn how to speak. And there were times where I had green goo out of my ear, and I kept staring off into space thinking, hey, where am I at? Because I was zoned out most of the time. And of course, they were nervous about how I would interact with society. Like, for instance, when school started, when I went to school, like pre-K, it was a difficult task because I was meeting other students, and there were times where like I cried a lot and didn't want to be there, and I was just screaming my head off because I had no idea what was going on. I was very different on maturity and level of like awareness of what's going on with my life. Later on, my dad took me to Boy Scouts to see how I would interact with boys. So I went there since 2018 to Eagle. Then all of a sudden I got my Eagle merit badge, and it's a 2% of a lot of people who get that, because 98% have given up because of how many merit badges they have to get from bottom to Webelos to Eagle. But then that's when the big stuff happened, where it was either 2008 or 2009 in 3rd or 4th grade where I had a seizure. And one of them was I threw up in my parents' car when I was off from Pinewood Derby. And I think that was the first time, if I recall. But the second time, the major big one, was we were watching television. We ordered pizza. I got out of the restroom and I just stared there blank, and I just passed out. Woke up in the hospital bed, wondering what was happening. And I had like petit malls, or grand malls as y'all can call it. And I was on medication. I tried to get weaned off of medicine, not once, but twice. One in 2013, the other one in 2016. 3 years apart, and it failed miserably. 2013, I was going to go swimming with a friend of mine at a pool, but it was nasty and disgusting, so we didn't swim, so we played video games. Thank goodness it didn't happen, because I would have been dead weight for trying to get me out, because he was skinny and I was big, and so he would have I would have been dead weight. Then the second time, that's when I had my dogs, my corgis, Elroy and T-Boy, trying to get weaned off again. And I had a seizure at my parents' bed when I was just laying down because I felt lightheaded, and my dog would not come down while my was throwing up and such. So at that point, I was permanently on medication. But then, throughout high school and college, I was very stable. However, at 16 years old, during a meeting, I think with my school attendant, or at home, one of those two, my parents told me that I had been diagnosed with autism. I was furious, like, how could you hide this from me if you knew about it? I felt betrayed, felt that I've been lied to my whole life, thinking what was wrong with me they don't know, but that they hide this from me. And I resented them for that, but they had a reason why, because they didn't want me to feel bad, which is very understandable. So it was really hard to deal with that for a long time. I was very lonely at middle and high school. I tried to make friends, but it was mostly acquaintances, which was a difficult challenge in my entire life, especially now, where I've been going out, doing theater, volunteering, and I'm still struggling to find connections, because mostly it's morely acquaintances, but I'm still trying to make friends, especially find the true love of my life. Then, 2022, 3 years ago, I had a grand mal, and that was after I dropped off friends from grocery shop and I was just playing with my dogs. All of a sudden, I passed down on my back, and I remember all the firefighters and paramedics, they woke me up when I was just like, what happened? And then the next week after that, I had a grand mal seizure on my couch, and thank goodness my brother was there, and he made sure I didn't swallow my tongue, but this time I didn't go to the hospital, and I couldn't drive for 4 months, and it couldn't come at the worst time because I was taking classes, so I had to go from in person to online. Then I got put into the adult education program, which was a blessing in disguise for that, to help me out. And that's when I went back to working out, to the gym and all that such. I'm still working out to this day, but I'm still trying to do my best of maintaining my weight, because I'm trying to make a commitment to never drink sodas again, just drink water. I've been around with sodas my whole life, and it's a challenge to get rid of, but I'm still working on that, and I'm going to do it Monday. And I've been taking, and all of a sudden I took generic medication, which hadn't really affected me as I thought. So, now at 25 years old, I'm doing a lot better. I started making YouTube videos in 2021, and I'm making videos talking about my experiences. And that's when I started the Speaking with Autism program, because I want to help out people with autism, ADHD, mental health. Get the word spread out. Just tell them that you are not alone. We're all different, no matter what they say. But right now, the world is in a disarray right now. Things are happening, and we don't know what's going on. But always remember, you are loved. If we were the same, we'd all be boring, and nobody wants to be boring. I hope you all understand that we're different, and we're never going to be the same. Thank you guys so much for coming to today's video, listening to my story. If y'all are familiar with it, thank you so much. If you're new, I hope you liked my story of explaining why I'm making this video, and it's talking about my story for Autism Acceptance Month. Before I go, please comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, share it with your friends, and we can make an appointment. We can make videos with each other explaining our difficulties. My name is River Delcom, and I speak autism. Have a great day.